Hey, how are my non-existent fans going? It's TVB, and I'm here today to bring you guys 3 mini reviews on Ford vs. Ferrari, Parasite, and 1917. These 3 movies are all nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars, which is happening tomorrow night, and hopefully, I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do this, but fingers crossed I can make a reaction video for you guys for the Oscars. And is The Walking Dead returning tomorrow night, or is it returning next week? I hope it's not returning tomorrow night, because I want to watch the Oscars and not have to miss that. But anyway, I've seen, I think the other movies that are up for Best Picture are, Jojo Rabbit, Marriage Story, Little Woman, and something else that escaped my memory. I've seen Joker, I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so I've seen 5 out of the 9 Best Picture nominees. I really regret not seeing Jojo Rabbit when I had the chance, because, funny story, when I saw Knives Out back in, November, the projectionist messed up, and he, missed his finger, and he played the first 5 minutes, the first, minute or 2 of Jojo Rabbit instead of Knives Out. We were like, wait, this isn't the right movie. They gotta fix this, so they did. And Jojo Rabbit I've heard amazing things about it. It's like my kind of movie as well. It's a satire. Taika Waititi is a fantastic director, and yeah, it's interesting take on, Nazi Germany, I guess you can say. So yeah, my apologies for not seeing and reviewing that for you guys when I could. And yeah, the past, month or so, I've just been prioritizing. I haven't been reviewing these movies because I've been waiting to make this video for you guys. I just talk about all 3 of these movies in the same video. I've seen Joker, seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, already reviewed and made proper reviews for those for you guys, on that. So if you guys want those, all my movie reviews are in the description down below. But yeah, today let's just discuss these 3 movies. Again, these are mini reviews, and I'm just gonna keep this as straight to the point as I can. So yeah, first let's talk about 1917. This might be one of the most realistic war movies I've ever seen. This film captures World War I so beautifully. Sam Mendes nailed the direction, and it does not sugarcoat World War I in the slightest. For those of you who aren't too into history, World War I was worse for soldiers, while World War II was worse for civilians. World War I was nobody knew what shell shock was back then. Nobody knew about the psychological effects of war on soldiers. You see soldiers blubbering, just not being able to function because they're so distraught over what's going on in the trenches, and you also got food supplies dwindling, and trench foot, and parasites, and vermin, and of course as if the enemies weren't bad enough. You gotta deal with all that as well. And yeah, these 2 guys in 1917 just, you feel so bad for them, and you really want them to succeed. It's gripping, it's emotional, the action scenes are intense. The cinematography, holy crap, the cinematography in this movie is so flawless. There's only one, cut in the middle of the movie. The entire movie is, aside from, in the middle of it when it just splits and jumps to the next scene, is, one continuous shot. Just like Birdman, only this is a war movie instead of a comedy, and it just works so well. And the characters are great, and yeah, it also has Benedict Cumberbatch. Not an easy movie to watch by any means, but I highly suggest seeing 1917, because it's because I feel like World War I movies don't really get the credit they deserve, because they're always overshadowed by World War II movies. I guess because World War II is more relevant by our standards, but still, yeah, definitely watch 1917 if you haven't already. And you guys should also really consider seeing Parasite. I'm so happy that an international film is up for the big prize this year, because usually international movies don't get the credit they deserve. Hell, I haven't seen too many international movies in my day. Not that I have anything against art house or international movies, it's just I don't really have the time or the money to see them, because it seems neither in my hometown New Jersey or my school here in Colorado are there really any artsy fartsy theaters that play those kind of movies. But I would like to see more international movies, and this film from Korea, Parasite, created by Kim Jong-un, I think is how you pronounce his last name. Please forgive me mispronouncing that. But yeah, the direction is fantastic, and the characters are so gripping, and it's this film balances out a lot of different genres in one movie. It's a comedy, it's a drama, it's an action movie, and it's a horror movie. It tests your mind, it makes you think, it makes you feel, and there's a lot of jaw-dropping moments as well. And this movie just, everything works out really well, and the pacing can be a little jumbly at a few scenes, but yeah, it's such an interesting insight into the social commentary in this movie about class differences and whatnot is just fantastic, because it's important to remember that people from different countries have the same problems that we do. It's like, yeah, I'm extremely grateful to live in America, but people should also be really grateful to live in Canada or Japan or South Korea or the UK, Australia, New Zealand, like a lot of the developed, modernized countries. There's a lot to be grateful for, but it's also a lot of issues that we're all dealing with. Some countries more than others, of course, but yeah, this like Parasite captures that excellently, and you really feel for the characters. Felt sorry for these guys, and just like, oh my gosh, the ending was just insane. So yeah, Parasite, for those of you who aren't that into international movies like I am, you should definitely like check this out. And once, like, honestly, I could see, like, if this film won like Best Picture, I wouldn't be mad at all. And I also would not be mad if Ford versus Ferrari won. Like, honestly, this 2019 was a pretty good year for sports movies. Like, because I loved what was that movie called again? Yeah, Fighting with My Family. That was a WWE movie. It came out a year ago. It's like, too bad that movie wasn't up for any Oscars. I don't think it is, at least. So correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think it is. It's just a shame because this is like a good year for sports movies for those who don't really like sports movies, like myself. Like, because this is like a movie about like car racing, and you know, I'm not really into cars, but like, this film is like great for both those who are into cars and those who are not into cars. Like, Christian Bale and Matt Damon work so great together. The chemistry between these two like guys working for Ford against, you know, Ferrari is fantastic. And oh my gosh, got something stuck in my teeth real quick. Excuse me. But yeah, like, Christian Bale's Australian accent is surprisingly good, and he really becomes the character. It's like, there's some scenes where he's freaking out. I was like, oh no, this is like Terminator Salvation all over again. And yeah, Matt Damon, I love Matt Damon. He's one of my favorite actors. And the direction is just like, the editing, the sound work is flawless. And yeah, it's long, and it's kind of a slow burn in a few scenes. You know, I wish it was a little more fast-paced for a racing movie. But at the same time, there was so much to enjoy. It was also really, really funny at a few scenes as well. Like, I was cracking up. And it's dramatic, it's emotional. It's very interesting, you know, seeing like this time of history. Like, it's a period piece as well, between like, I think the 60s or 70s, yeah. But Ford vs. Ferrari is the film I really recommend seeing for you guys. And yeah, there you guys have it. Those are my 3 mini reviews for the Oscar nominees, the Best Picture nominees I have not made like formal reviews for. And I give all these movies a 9 out of 10 stars. They're awesome movies that I highly recommend checking out. And out of all the films that are up for Best Picture, again, just based from what I've seen, what I think should win is Joker. But what I think is going to win is very hard to tell. I don't think Joker's going to win. I'm thrilled it's nominated for 11 Oscars, but like, I don't think the Academy would throw a curveball at us like that and give it, you know, the Best Picture like Oscar. I mean, it'd be really cool if they did, don't get me wrong. But what I think is going to win, honestly, 1917, Parasite, or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or Ford versus Ferrari, I could see any of these movies winning Best Picture. In all honesty, like, yeah, it's really anyone's game. There's no, like, I know everyone was surprised by Green Book last year. Still haven't seen Green Book, but like, that was like a big surprise to most people. And yeah, there's plenty of snubs that happened this year too. It's like, I'm disappointed that Jennifer Lopez wasn't up for a Best Supporting Actress for Hustlers. I really thought she was gonna get the nomination, but nope, she didn't. And Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe weren't up for Best Actors, which is really surprising and disappointing because both of them were so good in Lighthouse. And yeah, and of course, I mean, Endgame isn't up for Best Picture. I was really hoping they'd do that, but nope. I'm really disappointed. It's like, Alan Silvestri's score. Come on, Academy, please. And yeah, there's snubs, but there's a lot of films that are really deserving for their respected awards as well. So yeah, I'm really curious to see what tomorrow night is going to look like, as always. So yeah, this has been TV9. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday, and yeah, happy Oscars, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.